Hello my friends. Today we're going to bring some sunshine into the cloudy weather by making easy sauerkraut. Not only as prebiotics, probiotics, it's going to help your health and give you some energy and make you feel better. It's going to push all that stuff inside your stomach out. All right, come join me. We're inside my favorite co-op. Most everything here is organic, so you want to get an organic cabbage if at all possible. My favorite place is the farmer's market, but if you don't have a farmer's market, find a nice health food store. Okay, so how much cabbage sauerkraut do I want to make? I'm thinking this one. Usually go for your first intuition on what looks good to you, and for our purposes we're just gonna pick one. I like to add a carrot or two in for color. It's pretty. While I'm here, I'm going to get some organic farm-raised eggs. Yummy. Always try to get the best quality eggs you can possibly get. Raised by the egg lady. Found some really delicious blackberries. Love it with plain yogurt. Yummy. Here we are in our kitchen, and this is what you want to do for your easy sauerkraut. So you want to wash your vegetables, and if they're not verified organic, like home, where you know where they come from, you want to soak them in a vinegar, apple cider vinegar and water solution for 5 minutes. You probably want to clean off your breadboards and whatever you're going to chop on with some vinegar solution as well. You'll want some garlic. You'll want to add some sea salt. This is my favorite. I like the coarse, unrefined gray sea salt the best. And I mix it with some Redmond's real salt as well. So this is a mixture. I remove the first layer of cabbage leaves to get to the clean, never been touched part. I like to put in some fresh ground peppercorn, and sometimes I like to add caraway seeds. You want to be sparing on this because it has a pretty strong flavor, as well as the salt that has a strong flavor as well. For the garlic, I just put it in this and crush it. To open up the cloves, and then I just take off the peeling, and so it's ready to put in when the cabbage is all nice and cut up, and we'll start smashing that as well. So now that I have my garlic ready, I'm going to chop up some carrots. Now that we got the carrots chopped up and we got this garlic chopped up, now we're ready to start in on our cabbage. You'll want to cut out the core. Just cut small amounts at a time, so you can just chop it and smash it as you go, and then put it in the jars. It just needs to be approximately bite size. It's gonna shrink up quite a bit when we're smashing it. Put it in a bowl. I washed my hands before we started. It was one step I missed to show you. Here's my smasher, which is really a meat tenderizer. And we're gonna do this until the juice starts coming out. And this is a good time to add in some salt. So it's approximately a teaspoon of salt for, you know, a quarter of a cabbage. So the salt helps draw out the juices, but you don't want to oversalt it. So the whole point of this is to break down the cell walls so that it gets a little bit translucent, and don't worry if it's not fully covered by its own juices when you first put it into the jar, because the salt will dry out the liquid from the cabbage. This video on easy cabbage sauerkraut is dedicated to my friend Arnold from Oxford in the UK, who requested that I make this video for him. He said I would get 1 million views. Let's not make him a liar. Thanks for watching. So one of my secret salt ingredients is just a little bit of Dead Sea salt. I know some people say, oh, don't eat Dead Sea salt. It is very bitter, so you don't want to put very much, just like a pinch. I already put it in, so I'm not going to put any more in. But now's a good time to put in our other spices, such as the peppercorn. So we're gonna put in some of that. Doesn't need a whole lot. And we're gonna put in some garlic and carrots to make it look pretty. And now we're going to put it in one of our pre-washed, sterilized jar. I just use the dishwasher.
Hello, Gus. Big one there. Yeah.
Okay, and then you want to press it down with your spatula or wooden spoon or whatever you decide. And the goal is to get the juice over the top.
Yeah, I like that. Perfect. When you say the 15th, you're talking of February or March?
You want to pack it pretty tight.
Great.
Can you see the juice coming to the top?
Okay.
And now
Excellent.
we're gonna put in
Excellent.
some more. We don't want to fill it too full, but I'll show you how it should look in the end. So I am using the ball square with the super wide mouth, and I have these little weights that has a little grabber thing on the top. It's not really meant to grab, but you need something to push down the sauerkraut into the juice while it's fermenting, and you don't want to seal it. You want to put the lid on upside down while it's fermenting, and you put it in a cold, dark place for about 1 to 2 weeks. And you could do something fun like I did and put like a layer of carrot along the edge so it's got a bicolored, or you could use purple cabbage, which we will do on the next batch. We're gonna fill up this jar too. And that is easy sauerkraut. You don't have to buy sauerkraut, and you get the right kind of salt in your diet by doing this, and the right probiotics. It hasn't ever been cooked, and it's got good organic ingredients, highly absorbable nutrients for you. So I wanted to show you that you can use the core of the cabbage too, as long as you mix it in with the regular cabbage, because it's a little drier, but it still has pretty nutrient dense nutritional value in it. So, I mean, why throw it away? So you just put your chopper on it. And you make it so it's pretty fine, so the juices can run through it because it's dry in itself. And you just put it with the regular smashed juicy part of the plant, and no problem. It just makes for a really strong flavor and lots of nutrition. So here we are putting the finishing touches in, making sure all of the cabbage and contents are below the water line. It takes a little while for it to get nice and juicy. I don't know if you can see that, but it has quite a bit of juice in there that is being drawn out. And then you put your little weight in there, and you don't want to seal it unless you're going to be able to remember to unlatch it every day, because it will explode. Don't want that. And then we're just pushing in the last little ingredients. So I used 2 cabbages, 1 large, 1 a fairly small purple one, and 2 large carrots. And so again, we're gonna let this sit about 1 to 2 weeks, and you don't need to add any vinegar. I mean, like on this one with mostly of the core in it, which is kind of hard to get it juicy enough. I mean, you might want to add a tiny bit of apple cider vinegar because it's supposed to be below the surface of the liquid. So I also make my own apple cider vinegar with a start of apple cider vinegar, and then I just add apple cider and let it sit. Anyone can do it. Saves on containers, saves the planet. So there, we're not gonna seal that. So we're gonna go put this in our cupboard here, so you can see what they look like. And voila, 3 pretty large containers of sauerkraut that should last you, you know, 2 to 3 months, depending on the rate. You should have 1 to 2 tablespoons with each meal. When in 1 to 2 weeks, you can seal this close and then keep it inside your refrigerator to keep it from continuing to become stronger sauerkraut. But really, I don't really see the difference if I leave it out or if I put it in the fridge. But and then you can seal them, put the lid on the right way. So you just remove the little weight, and then you seal it like you would normally do. And make sure you want to keep the fruit flies out, because that will be kind of gross if they get in there. So so they're closed, but they're not completely sealed, but it's enough to keep the fruit flies out. All right, if you enjoyed this video, please hit a thumbs up, and thank you to my friend Arnold for encouraging me to make this video, and I hope you enjoy. And this is the final results. Does that taste delicious?
Yes.
Thanks for watching. Hit a thumbs up.